Hi, I'm Sheilaa Hite, world-class astrologer, tarot master, spellcaster, medium, and all-around magical being. And I'm here to talk to you about this week's astrology. So it's September already. Where did the time go? A lot has happened just in the last few months. So remember that September is a harvest month. It's a month where we take a look at everything we've done and we see the results we've gotten, and we now have to sort and sift, decide what's of value and what is not of value, and how to deal with each one of those. So this is a perfect month for that type of thing. September is also basically if you were a farmer, it would really be the end of the year for you. You would use the rest of the year and the early part of next year preparing for your beginning of the year, which is spring when you start planting. So we're at a point where we're at one of the ends of the year, and we need to definitely, as I said before, draw a line under everything we've done and add up what needs to be added up and subtract what needs to be subtracted. So we will start with Monday. Today, Monday, is the new moon. So you know what that means. On the new moon and the full moon, you're going to hear me say, make moon water. So it's really important. Get yourself a cup, a vessel of some sort, put water in it, cover it so that the critters don't swim in it, and then place it where it'll get the rays of the moon. It can do that in a windowsill, or if you've got that kind of separate space, outside. But always make sure you cover it, and always make sure wherever you leave it, it's safe and won't be tampered with or knocked over. Even if you don't have a window or windowsill where the moon's rays come in, set it at that wall, because the moon's rays can come in. The energy of the moon will come in anyway. So also with this new moon, we have the new moon in Virgo. Virgo is methodical, it's practical, it's detail-oriented. This is great, and usually the new moon means let's go start something. Let's initiate an action. But this month, this new moon is opposition Saturn. New moon, that's the sun and moon in Virgo, opposition Saturn in Pisces, which means that Saturn represents delays, it represents obstacles, and Saturn also represents time. It also represents wisdom and experiences, and again, experiences and wisdom that came from your paying attention to what was going on in your world, paying attention in a methodical, practical manner. So when you have Saturn involved with the new moon, the instructions are not the same as any other time. As I said before, it's a new moon. We can initiate some new action. Not this time. So I'm going to be reading my notes to make sure I don't forget anything, because it's an important week too. So with this new moon in Virgo, you really need to be careful that you do not perfect yourself to death. You know what I mean. That's not right. That has to be better. Can we move that? Enough. Just acknowledge that it's good that it's here. It's good that I'm here and we can interact. So please avoid being judgmental of yourself and others. With this new moon effect, this new moon Saturn, it's really best if you wait until Wednesday, when Mars, the planet of action, goes into a new sign. So we will talk about that while we talk about the next aspect for today. The planet Mars rules how we get things done. It rules aggression or assertiveness. Mars rules engines. So the planet Mars is making a square aspect to the planet Neptune. Neptune is dreamy. Neptune is sometimes very spacey. Neptune is also related to the divine, and Neptune is getting to the hardcore truth of anything in a really soft and fluid way. So that means Neptune says, let's meditate our way through it. And Mars says, let's just push our way through it. So already you can see there's a conflict and how action takes place. So when you have Mars, Neptune together, you have to remember that especially with this new moon, you have to think in terms of how you're going to get things done. Mars is clear-headed in the sign of Gemini, very clear-headed, because Gemini is clear-headed. Mars knows what it needs to do. Neptune is in its own sign, Pisces. Dreamy Neptune is in its own sign, dreamy Pisces. So you've got, I know what to do with dreamy qualities. So what you need to do is you need to not fight the situation. There will be obstacles in your way. When these things happen, especially when Neptune's involved, I say contemplate the wall. If a wall appears in front of you and you can't go any further, and with this kind of Mars, Neptune, new moon, Saturn effect, there will be walls. Contemplate the wall. In other words, what is the delay giving you an opportunity to see? Why is the wall there? Why are you not able to move forward without having the wall in place? So what you need to do is understand, instead of, I've got to get there, or, oh my God, there's a wall, what you need to do is say, why am I being delayed? Why is this an issue? What am I supposed to get from this? You'll be a lot happier and a lot more successful if you do. On Wednesday, the planet Mars leaves good old, practical, good thinking, clear-headed Gemini and moves into emotional Cancer. Now, when Mars, how we take action, enters an intuitive sign like Cancer, Mars is telling you that listen to your inner voice, listen to the inner you when it tells you how to move, where to move, when to move, because that's going to be a lot more profitable for you than your old standard timetable. You will have a tendency, when Mars is in Cancer, to seek safety and security at any cost. This is fine except for those last words, at any cost. Do not do anything at any cost, especially don't sit and wait for this opportunity that's come up for you to come up again. Whatever opportunity that's come up that says you must now move and move successfully on this idea, you need to move carefully, but you need to move. Cancer, the crab, does not run. It takes its time, kind of zigzagging, but it always makes slow and steady progress. That's what you need to do with Mars in Cancer, slow and steady progress. On Friday, the planet Mercury, the planet of communication, the planet of plans. The planet Mercury is square the planet Uranus. Uranus is the planet of anything can and probably will happen. We can't tell you what, we can't tell you when, but it's probably going to happen. So when Mercury, the mind, interacts with Uranus, it can be pretty intensely different. And when I say different, I could say unique, I could say eccentric. Whatever is going to happen, it's not your normal happening. So the best way to deal with Mercury square Mars is be careful what you say. Mercury, communication. Uranus, anything can happen. Be careful what you say. All of your genius thoughts do not need to be expressed. This is not the week for that. This is the week for contemplation and going, about the things around you, the things that you see, because you want to affect whatever change is going to happen, not be affected by it. So please be open to insights and divine downloads of information and intuition when Mars and Uranus interact. So what you need to do is just chill, take it easy. That's your best bet. The whole week is saying that in many different ways. It's saying, hold on, let's not move too quickly. Let's just contemplate what has to be done and take it a step at a time. Saturday, we have the sun, the life force, the ego, opposition the sun, opposition the planet Saturn. Well, the sun is sunshine. Let's go. It's a party. Saturn is hold on, responsibility, foundation, structure. So when the sun is opposite Saturn, there are possible power struggles with authority figures. You can avoid that by saying, and remembering that even though you're brilliant and you're right, you can speak another day at another time. This can be a stressful time with obstacles and delays. So please be gentle and kind with yourself and others. Drink calming teas like chamomile. Sit and meditate. Just go a lot. There will be a tendency to be pessimistic with the sun opposition Saturn. And this whole week is kind of the same cloth as being woven with different threads. So instead of taking the opportunity to be pessimistic about what's happening in the world, in our society, instead self-medicate by eating lots of chocolate. That's a great thing. Between chamomile tea and chocolate, you should be pretty blissed out. So, and the other thing is repeat this phrase often to yourself and or out loud. Repeat this phrase as needed. This too shall pass. This moment of frustration, of stress, of not knowing what to do is going to pass. And then on Sunday, the planet Mercury, the planet of communication, enters its own sign of Virgo. So it'll be very strong there. Virgo is detail-oriented. Virgo seeks perfection. Remember, perfection is not the goal here. What the goal is outlasting this very restrictive time period, paying attention to details, and breathing deeply, gently, rhythmically at all opportunities. And of course, don't take it personally. Be kind to yourself. So in a world where you can be anything, please be kind and happy week.